Yucka Home No More by Stacy Weatherwax. Things at the Empower Group home weren't good. For years, Stacy had been happy living there, though not without some troubles. Things were mostly good, but no more. The staff just wasn't getting Stacy out of bed in time, and this caused her to miss her Tuesday art session with Alex at Brock Day services. Also, she was missing breakfasts. The house was surrounded by smokers. The fire alarms were going off at 5 in the morning. She wasn't getting enough sleep, and they wouldn't let her play her music loudly. Stacy knew she'd just have to keep living there and put up with it all. There was no place else to go. She'd just have to put up with the way her life was. One thing helped: her music on YouTube. She liked to listen to that 90-minute video of her favorite song, OT, also known as the Snell song, which it looped again and again and again. She just couldn't get enough of that song that drove Alex crazy and made him wish that his ears would fall off in the men's room urinal at Brock. Even Cindy Snell, a friend for whom she composed the song, said it was a very catchy song and could even be a hit someday. One Tuesday after Yucca dinner, Stacy went back to her room to go on her iPad. When she turned it on, she heard bells ringing. At first she thought something was wrong because the dinging just wouldn't stop. Then she saw on the YouTube notice icon the number 30021, 30,021. That number appeared on a little red dot in the corner of her screen, and she couldn't believe it. Just hours ago at Brock, she'd had her iPad in the art room with Alex, and there were 0 such notices. None at all. So in that amount of time, more than 30,000 people had sent Stacy a message about how much they loved OT, the Snell song, which we hope you're not listening to right now. Stacy went to her YouTube channel and saw that the song had gone viral with over 2 million views and rising quickly. Many of the messages she got were from people who wanted to buy the song. She didn't know exactly how to set up a program to sell the song, and so she sent Alex a message right away, and she wrote, OT, people like, they want, give me money, how do, now write please, you bring coffee, when. She checked her messages again and again, waiting for him to reply. Finally he did. In his reply, Alex declared that he'd set up an online payment system so fans of the OT song could buy it as a single digital file or as a compact disc. Also, Alex suggested they make Cindy Snell t-shirts, Snell-themed iPad, a breakfast cereal, an action figure and doll that could suck its thumb, a series of children's books, a live-action, digitally animated movie, and a chain of OT casinos. If it goes big, we go big with it, said Alex. And we should really bring Lisa Brown into this. She has a razor-sharp business sense. Each part of the business model would come to fruition over the next year. But within 5 weeks of setting up the online sales format, Stacy and Alex had sold over 1 million copies of the Snell song at $1.39 each, and nearly 20,000 t-shirts at $15 each. After expenses, Stacy had just over $1 million in the bank. That much money was more than enough to move out of the Empower Group home and live in a house by herself. The next question she asked was, where do I want to live? She didn't want to move to Vegas. She loved it there, but it was no place for her home. She could not decide exactly where to move to. One Tuesday at Brock, after lunch, Stacy and Alex went outside to work by the Tonawanda Creek. When Stacy saw the woods, the water, and felt the sun and the breeze, she knew she wanted to build a home of her own right there on that property behind the Aspire Group home. You got more than enough money to buy this land and build a house on it, said Alex. I need help. Robot I need. Like Rosie, the robotic maid from the Jetsons, said Stacy. I don't think we can buy one of those. But I think we could pay Dave Cordero to make a robot. We can even model it after Sarah Hankey and have a coffee maker built right into its chest. It would have to be strong enough to transfer you from your power chair to bed, back and forth and such. We could definitely put in a track on the ceiling and a Hoyer lift to move things up and down to help the robot. It's genius. Stacy thought back to the pets she had when she was little. She had 2 hamsters, 2 birds, but she always wanted to have herself some penguins. Was that possible? With all that money and more soon to come in, building a penguin habitat in the backyard of her new creekside home was within the realm of the possible. The penguins would need water, a place to sleep, plenty of fish, an air conditioning system to keep them cool in summer, and they could leave their pen and go and swim in the creek and come home again. You know, you could even charge people some money to come see your penguins, said Alex. Make the penguin environment like the Erie County Fair, you know. Give tours, the little snots of Candyland. I think what you make on sales would easily pay for what they need to eat and for the control of the habitat. Dave Cordero estimated it would be a year before Stacy's new, fully accessible Creekside home and accompanying service robot, the Hankey 3000, would be ready for Stacy to move in. In that time of waiting, Stacy had no intention of staying in the Empower Group home. She bid farewell to Empower and moved in with Denise Spencer and her dog, Cheyenne. Denise did not want Stacy to move in at first because Denise wanted to smoke in the house, have her smooch friend over, watch the ghosts move ashtrays around her living room. Stacy made Denise a promise. If Denise let her move in for those 12 months, Stacy would have a guest room for Denise. Furthermore, Stacy promised that if Denise ever got sick or homeless or a very bad hangnail, she could move in with Stacy and the Penguins, and both Stacy and the Hankey 3000 would take very good care of Denise. That's what friends do, said Stacy. Take care of each other. Denise agreed. For that year, the 2 women lived together mostly peacefully. There were arguments concerning the usual household issues, what to eat, who did the dishes, who uses the bathroom first, who gets the last cup of coffee, who has to pick up the dog poop, who gets to entertain the living room ghosts. At month 11, Dave Cordero's prototype of the Hankey 3000 did not meet their performance expectations. At first, the robot was functioning well, and it produced the best chest brewed coffee in Gettsville. However, the first Hankey 3000 had to be deactivated and destroyed. You see, while attempting to do a transfer, the machine put Tom Lesniowski in a tree and left him there and went back to Denise and Dave's office where it ate all of their C&D battery supply for the year. The second prototype was even more disastrous than the first. The Hankey 3001 fed Lori Pickup a live lobster and then went up on stage during the live auction at Art and Wine 2018 and proceeded to saw down the main support pole of the event tent, bringing the entire structure down upon the 800 attendees, including Stacy's brother Scott, who swore to never come back again and to never ever like any version of those pesky Hankey robots. The Hankey 3002, now, that was a flawless model. That robot was efficient, gentle, polite. It consumed little electricity and still made the best chest coffee in Gettsville. The house was ready. The Hankey 3002 was ready. The Penguins were content in their new environment on the new property, and finally the day came that Stacy was ready to move in, and that day was her birthday, on July 17 in the year 2019. At the end of the workday, before proceeding across the lawn to the new house, Stacy saw Alex waiting for her on the lawn. He said, "Are you ready for this?" Good. We made sure there's not a single mouse anywhere on this property. It takes a lot of cats to keep that many mice away, so I hope you don't mind the cats. Mice aren't really very afraid of penguins. As they moved on, Stacy saw it. The brick house had a long, winding ramp leading to the front door of the small, solid-looking brick home. She saw the penguin environment semi-detached from the rear of the house. The large front bay window overlooked the Tonawanda Creek. They ascended the ramp. The automatic doors slid away from their path soundlessly. The entrance opened up into a large space that housed the living area, the dining room, and the kitchen with 3 bedrooms leading out of the main space. 2 full bathrooms with ceiling track Hoyer lifts were between those bedrooms. And Dave Cordero was still just hanging the last of Stacy's artwork on the walls. He hammered the nail to the special place in the wall of the living area where he placed Stacy's night monkey painting. Her new home was done. She couldn't believe it. Party. Party. We need to have a party and invite everyone, she said. Are you sure you want to do that? Asked Alex. They might mess the place up with their habits. I will clean up after the party, said a robotic female voice. The Hanky 3002 trundled out of the bedroom and opened its chest to present Stacy with a cup of freshly brewed coffee. Brewed perfectly, the robot resembled Sarah Hankey, the inspiration for its design, but the angles of its stainless steel body were abrupt and lacked any natural curves. In place of its legs or wheels, the robot moved about on rubber tracks. The Hanky 3002 could move across any surface and even go up and down stairs. Stacy enjoyed the best cup of coffee she'd ever had from the chest cavity of the service robot. When she was done, the Hanky took the cup and placing it back in its chest, it asked, "Would you like me to carry you to the bathroom, Stacy?" The robot lifted Stacy easily, gently from her power chair, moved her to the restroom. "I'll be at your service 24 hours a day," said the Hanky. "Don't you need time to charge your battery?" "Battery?" asked Stacy. "Oh, didn't you know?" said Alex. "Dave made 2 Hankies so one could be charging while the other's working. You'll never have to wait for one of them." Friends and family arrived for the party. Everyone was stunned at the beauty of the home, the surrounding property, and the penguin habitat. Dave Cordero was congratulated by everyone for his exemplary work. With the house and robot paid off, more money than she knew what to do with poured in, Stacy decided to do something special with her wealth. She proposed to buy all our group homes and to make improvements for the residents of those houses. She would not allow any employee or individual to drink or smoke while living at the home. All staff members were sent to cooking classes at Reed's and Lockport so that the quality of meals could be increased. Finally, Stacy made rules that allowed every resident to get out of bed at 6 a.m. to go places. And she forbade any fire alarm testing or evacuation drills to take place in the early morning or late night. When she saw the beauty and convenience of Stacy's new home, Denise Spencer wanted to move into it. Denise explained to Stacy that she loved the house. She'd give up smoking to live there. Stacy offered to pay for Denise's smoking cessation therapy. "Neither of us will be alone now," said Denise. Though she loved the new house, Stacy felt an odd nostalgia for her childhood home, where Mom and Dad had raised her. She wished her parents could have been there to see the new house. Stacy had the idea to have Keith Bartell and the Hanky 3002 move the graves of Mom, Dad, and Butch from the family plot at the cemetery to the new property. It would comfort Stacy to know that those family members were resting eternally on Stacy's new land and close to her home. Though Stacy had independence, a home of her own, money coming in, a vehicle in the driveway, 2 robot assistants with chest coffee makers, and a housemate with her dog Cheyenne, Stacy's life continued on pretty much as it was before, only better. She went to Tech Tonawanda 3 days a week, to Brock for 2 days a week. She took care of her penguins and charged children to come view and interact with them. She had everything she needed and more. With the money they would continue to pour in from the success of one long little song about her friend Cindy Snell, she would buy more group homes and make sure that no individual living in a group home would ever feel like she did.